Hello and welcome to Drawing with Floof, and today we will be drawing cats. Now, considering this channel is called Drawing with Floof, and the profile picture is my cat, well, a drawing of my cat, how have I not done cats yet? I've literally done a video on dogs, and I haven't done one on cats. So today we're going to be rectifying this. Now, a while ago I did a fact file thing on capybaras, and before that Brachiosaurus, I think. Maybe I'll put screenshots here. But I didn't post those because the Brachiosaurus one I didn't film, and the capybara one is there, but I'm waiting a while. That's a backup video because the filming quality is horrific because it was the first thing I filmed. But basically, as you maybe saw if I decided to put a photo there, I did a bunch of drawings of the animal along with some skeleton and a skull, and then labelled everything to make a little fact file thingamabob. And I thought that was quite a cool idea and a fun thing to do with cats, which I really like. So this is one of cats. So this first drawing took me absolutely ages. It took, I think, over an hour. So this could have been a much longer video, but luckily I finally figured out that you can speed up something even more in the app I use, which is good because some videos were getting a bit long, so you'll be glad to know that. But because of the pose, I found it really difficult to, intertwine where the head bit and the bum bit connect. So yeah, but in the end I think it looks pretty good. And then I got a bit bored in the shading when I got to like the back, so it got a bit less refined, shall we say. But overall I think it was pretty good. Just took an absolute age. So some general facts about cats. They are obligate carnivores, which means they're true carnivores. They have to eat meat to survive and rely entirely on animal tissues for their essential nutrients. They are generally about 4 to 5 kilograms in weight. They are crepuscular predators. Crepuscular being my favourite word, or one of my favourite words, meaning dawn and dusk. The domestication of cats started it in estimated 7,500 BCE in Cyprus, so before the Egyptians. There's estimated 600 million domestic cats worldwide. They get about 12 to 16 hours of sleep-ish. We're already moving on. And so I'll quickly, a cat falling from at least 90 centimeters will always right itself, and they live for an average of 13 years. This skull was pretty chill to draw, I think. I did it kind of weird. I started with like an edge of an eye socket, so it's not exactly in proportion, but I think it turned out quite well. Skulls are fairly easy to draw, in my humble opinion. The nose hole might have been a bit too small, and the teeth were not very clear, which is a shame. Because in my little notes and stuff, that was the main, fact about them, is that they have 2 long canine teeth, which like severs the spinal cord when they bite into their prey, and they have molars which form carnassial pairs that act like scissors to shred their food. If you're interested in learning a bit more about cats and the things I discussed in this video, then I got all of this from the wiki page, just cat on Wikipedia. Some interesting facts on there. You see, Wikipedia isn't the most trustworthy source in the world, because like anyone can add to it, but it's a fairly trustworthy one. So, proceed with caution, but if you want to learn anything else, then I'd recommend it, or watch a video. And at the end I will have a photo of the final spread so you can read all my little notes that I put on here. Like a lot of mammals, they have quite large eye sockets. I don't know why the wiki didn't give that information to me, and a specialized jaw. I'm actually going to Google that. Give me a second. It's to do with the crepuscularness. It allows more light to enter, like having a large camera lens, I think. And that allows them to see better at night, which is cool. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say here. I mean, I have some more facts that can be in general. They have 250 million neurons. Yeah, they do. And when they drink, it's actually quite cool. It laps at 4 per second. They touch the tip of their tongue to the surface, quickly retracting it like a corkscrew, driving water up into their mouths. Pretty cool. And we're moving on. One was again pretty chill. Skeletons aren't too difficult to draw. It was quite difficult to film because it was very long. Though I have seen a thing where you put like 2 books and then like a coat hanger over the top and you put your phone over that. Maybe I'll try recording that like that in the future. And then I'll get the whole page and it won't be like from a weird side angle. Yeah. I can't say it's the most accurate thing in the world. Also the feet didn't fit. But I tried to get some of the bones somewhat accurate and in around the right positions. They are digitigrade, which means they walk on their toes. Same queen, I always walk on my tiptoes. And they can fit through doors and tight spaces and stuff because they have the forelimbs are attached by a free floating clavicle, which you can't really see on either of these. It's like a very small bone, which allows them to pass through anywhere where they can fit their head, because the forelimb isn't like attached solidly, so it can like slide in. I'm doing loads of like gestures right now to try and show you, but obviously you can't see me, so that's not particularly useful. But yeah, that's like, I thought that was really interesting. They have a pacing gait which alternates both legs together on each side, which is unusual for them, I guess. But this changes to diagonal, like the normal, how you'd picture it when speeding up. So it's normally both right legs move, then both left legs move, but then when they speed up, it's left and right and left. If that makes sense? It should do. I'm going to start talking about the next one now, because it's got a lot of facts about it, and it's a short amount of time. So the drawing itself, it was quite hard. I think it took me a while, because doing that kind of perspective on the front, like I couldn't get it to look right and look like the reference. You'll see that. I think in the end it looks pretty good, but it was very difficult to like perfect. And obviously it's not perfect because it will never be perfect, but I was quite happy with it in the end, and I thought I got it quite accurate and quite cute looking, and the shading is quite nice. But there's lots of facts around this one, as you'll see when you see the final image, because this reference photo, as well as being really cute, does show all the like facial structures and organs which I was able to like point at and talk about. So let's go with that. So the whiskers, which are scientifically known as vibrissae, sorry for my amazing pronunciation, provide information on gaps and trigger blink reflexes. So they show how big a gap is and then make them like blink. The tapedum lucidium is in their eye, and it reflects light passing through the retina, which increases night vision. Nice. They have a nictitating membrane, which a lot of animals like that have. I'm sure you've seen when a cat that covers its eye, so they blink but they can still see. Yeah, I wrote that down. Blink without lack of vision. They have pinnae ears, that shape, which amplifies sounds, and the frequency they can hear is 55 Hz to 79 kHz. Obviously quite a lot. It's however much more than people. And 10.5 octaves, which is also quite a bit more than people. Slit pupils allow them to focus bright light, to focus in bright light, so they don't get blinded. They have backwards facing spines on their tongues for grooming, and 470 taste buds. How am I already out of time? And they can detect any plant containing nepetalcatone, which is present in catnip, at less than 1 part per billion. Wow. So the paw, I did this in multiple different sessions, which is why the camera changes so much. But maybe because of that, maybe just I'm amazing. We'll never know. It turned out really good. It was one of the best things on the page, which is kind of depressing considering it's literally a foot at the end of the day. But it's a cute foot. It's weird. So who can complain, really? The shading was spot on, and some of the claws looked pretty cool. They have a dew claw, which kind of acts as a thumb. And they have protractable and retractable claws, which means they can walk around softly, I think is the reason they have it. And then they can, bring them out to, attack things. And also, I think it doesn't wear them down, they stay sharp. But they can fall off, so I don't know. I don't really know, and I can't really be bothered to look it up. So that's my assumption. I can remember looking at the fact, but I can't remember the exact, and I feel like I'm mixing a couple facts together there. But yeah. God, this paw making segment goes on for absolutely ages, and I've sped it up to its speeding capacity. Well, it's not to its speeding capacity, but quite a lot, and it's still endless. I think I put a bit too much detail into this literal foot. So I might as well get my little messages out the way. Thanks for watching. We're not done yet. Don't go. But thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Here's your dolly photo. And we're done, finally. If you enjoyed that kind of content, please be sure to let me know, and let me know any other things you'd like to see me draw. Have a nice evening, morning, whatever. Bye-bye.